This is a product I use for staining my living room floor, and the reason I use this particular brand is it was available locally. It cost about 20 bucks a gallon, and I used about 3.5 gallons, I think. You apply it with one of those cheap bug sprayers. You use the cheap one because they're all plastic, no metal parts to react with the acid and the stain. And then when you're all done cleaning up and all that stuff, then you put a sealer over the top. They have some real expensive sealers you can buy, but I just use some regular concrete sealer over the top. I thought it'd probably work as good. And the way you apply it is you just work a small area and spray it on with the bug sprayer and kind of keep the areas wet. And you use a brush, use a scrub brush to kind of move it around, or you can use a sponge to move the liquid on the floor around so it doesn't pool or anything like that. And just keep working until you got the whole room done. When you're done, you let it dry for 24 hours. I actually put a second coat on the next day, and then the third day I cleaned it up with trisodium phosphate and sucked it all up with my shop vac, and then let it dry and then put the finish on it. I had troubles with the finish too. That's another story. The actual color, I'm really happy with the color. This is supposed to be a pretty impervious finish. It's supposed to etch right into the concrete. You can't scratch it and all that. But the thing is it's susceptible to anything that's in the concrete. So I wasn't even sure if I was going to get a good reaction out of it when I started, because my testing wasn't, I wasn't very successful in my testing of getting, you know, something that was satisfactory. But another problem I had is I covered the whole thing with paper, and you can see there's stripes on there. Well, that's from the masking tape leaching chemicals right through the paper into the floor, and it made a stripe just a little bit darker, like every 30 inches there's one of those stripes. And that's okay. I'm going to have an area rug in here, so you're only going to see maybe like 4 or 5 feet around the outside of the room. And here's the worst spot. This is right in front of the front door, and luckily I'm going to have a little throw rug there that'll cover that up. But that's the worst spot that I had trouble with. Those light spots, it didn't even etch it at all. Something there. Here's another one I had. I used the same technique over the whole floor, but for some reason this came out tiger striped. That's right in front of the library. And the other problem I had is, like I said, it's supposed to etch right into the concrete. Well, you can see right here I peeled up a piece of masking tape from when I varnished my thresholds, and it peeled the finish right up. So I'll have to touch that up. This is in front of the library. I'll have to touch that up too with some, I'll dye some sealer and touch it up. I wanted you to see these hardwood floors too. They've got a little darker, and the colors have kind of toned a little closer in color, and they're actually starting to look better with the age. Now they got a few months on them. I think they're about as dark as they're going to get. They could get a little darker. Anyway, if you guys have any questions, just email me and I'll answer them. See ya.